Back in the American League, Yankee Stadium was thrust back into the limelight as the Bronx Bombers unveiled a bright future akin to their brilliant past. A rivalry unfolded between the Yankees and Royals. Starting in 1976, Kansas City would play some of the greatest championship series games in history against New York.
You played the Yankees in 76, 77, 78, and you lose to them all three times in great series. I mean, just real, you know, they go down to the last game, the last inning, almost all of them. Fights, you know, me and Greg Nettles getting in a fight at third base that one day, who before the game and after that game were very, very good friends. But that's what the LCS did. It made a rivalry between the New York Yankees, the whole city of New York and the whole city of Kansas City. Hated each other for that period of time. And it got to the point where the players hated each other. And you would do anything to win.
We knew that obviously they were very tough opponents. I mean, every year they were tops in their division. Over the years, we'd had little spats, you know, with brushbacks and things like that. They were a very aggressive ball club. McRae, Brett, all those guys slid very hard. You know, good solid baseball. We went after each other pretty good.
I remember one time Lou Piniella sliding in third base. I was 5 feet from the base, and he slid in, and he tried to kick me with the spikes. Didn't even have the ball yet, but, you know, that's how we played. Hal McRae sliding into second base and knocking Willie Randolph out in the center field and laying on the guy, telling our guy in third, go ahead and score, I'm not going to let him up. That's how we played, and it was good, dirty, fun baseball, and that's what the LCS brought to the American and National Leagues then.
In '76, manager Billy Martin cinched victory against Whitey Herzog's club on a cold October 14th night during Game 5 of the American League Championship Series. The signs appeared right for New York as it led by 3 in the 8th inning. Yankee fans anticipated a celebration, but the Royals had 2 on, and the batter, George Brett.
George has always been a good hitter in Yankee Stadium. I mean, this was his place to shine, and he always seemed to be ready to shine when we went to New York.
High drive, hit to right field. Home run. It's gone. There it is. The ball game is tied.
Brett's dramatic homer off Yankee reliever Grant Jackson sent the crowd into a stunned silence. Brett and the Royals had a second life, but in the bottom of the 9th, Chris Chambliss prepared to bat against hard-throwing Mark Littell.
You know what he had. He had a hard fastball and a hard slider, and he was not tricky. He didn't have anything to try to fool you. He was a pitcher who would challenge you. I can't say I was thinking home run because I probably wasn't. I usually don't hit home runs when I think about home runs.
Mark Littell delivers high drive, hits it right center field.
That's gone.
It is gone.
Chris Chambliss has won the American League pennant for the New York Yankees. A thrilling, dramatic game. What a way for the American League season to end.
I just remember just jumping up and down and trying to make a path for Chris to home plate because people were just swarming the field. And it just dawned on me that maybe this won't count if he doesn't make it to home plate. And I was a youngster at the time, and I just was thinking all kind of crazy things.
Went into the clubhouse, and everybody on the team was scared that, you know, did you touch home plate? And I said no, because it really was, it was just a mob of people there. 2 cops and I milled through the mob, and we walked through there and touched an area that used to be home plate. The plate was gone, of course. Nobody knows we did that.
The 1977 American League Championship Series also ended in dramatic fashion. The Yankees trailed in Game 5 until the top of the 9th. Whitey Herzog's club lost the lead when Willie Randolph delivered this sacrifice fly. And the Yankees snatched victory away from the Royals as the go-ahead run crossed the plate. A 3-run Yankee night spelled disappointment for Kansas City yet again.
Bouncing ball, Nettles goes to Randolph, 1 over to first. In time, double play, the ball game is over. The Yankees win the American League pennant. And with their joy, Patek is down along the first base line, head down, I'm sure in tears.
I remember Freddie got spiked pretty good by Reggie Jackson and was just laying there, and the blood was gushing, and they taped him up, and he kept on playing. And Freddie was the guy that hit in a double play to lose the game. And Freddie, you know, his leg obviously was in a lot of pain. Limps back to the dugout, and he just sits there. And for who knows how long he sat there. That is a great photo of a man 34, 35 years old, what a game means to a person, to show his emotions like that on national TV.
Freddie Patek and the Royals fared little better in '78 as Kansas City faced a Yankee club led this time by Bob Lemon. After a split in the first two games, George Brett dominated Game 3.
That pitch is hit high in the air and deep to right. It is gone in the upper deck for Brett.
I thought we were cruising along pretty good. My first at-bat, I hit a home run in the upper deck in right field. My second home run hit a home run almost straightaway center.
Brett hits it well again. Rivers turns his back, goes back. It is gone. Brett is 2 for 2.
Nobody ever accused George Brett of having that kind of consistency of power.
My third at-bat, I hit a home run to right field on a slider down and away, and just went out and golfed. At Yankee Stadium, you don't have to hit it, 395, 420 feet for a home run, especially to right field.
George Brett hits it to right field. Is it 3 in a row? Yes! Incredible!
What a performance!
Yet despite Brett's homers, all off Catfish Hunter, the game remained a close one until destiny called in the 8th.
We were seesawing back and forth, and then probably the most unlikely candidate to hit the home run to beat us was Thurman Munson.
Thurman stepped to the plate to face a right-hander brought in to face him, Doug Bird. The Yankees trailed 5-4.
Munson hits it high, hits it well to left. Wilson going way back, way back. It is gone.
Oh! The damage there! You're getting everything, ladies and gentlemen, in this ballgame.
Thurman hadn't hit a home run, from what I understand, in 85, 90 games that year. He was so beat up, he could barely get in the catcher's stance. Every time a ball would go in the dirt, it would take him 30 seconds to stand up. You could tell he was playing on one leg. And of all people to do that to you, Thurman, but it was a great tribute to how tough and strong he was and what a competitor he was, because there was no reason in the world that he was capable of hitting a home run, but he reached back for something special, and he did it.
Thurman went 3 for 4 that day, and the Yankees won 6-5. Then in Game 4, the Yankees closed it out.
Fly ball, left field, Gary Thomason makes the catch. The ball game is over, and the Yankees win the pennant for the 3rd consecutive year.
And won the World Series for the 2nd straight year. In 1980, the Royals bemoaned the misfortune of having to face the Yankees yet again, for the 4th time in 5 years.
I didn't want to play him. I was hoping somebody else won. I was hoping Baltimore or Toronto or somebody else would beat him, because we couldn't beat them. We proved that in the past.
We felt like we had a mental edge with them because we had beat them, prior. We knew that when we played these guys that they were going to come after us. After beating them the first couple of years, to give them even more incentive to want to, knock us off the block, and we've always seemed to stand in their way.
When you know that you're facing this team for the 4th time, you want to beat them, the fans want you to beat them. Everywhere you go in the city, people are saying, we know you're not going to let them beat you a 4th time. So everybody felt that pressure. Everybody, you come in the locker room, guys were kind of within themselves. Everybody was trying to gather themselves together. You didn't have a loud, boisterous clubhouse at that time because everybody was focused. We knew what we had to do, and that's what we went out to get accomplished. And the key we felt was Gossage making a difference in the bullpen. So we were really playing 7 innings against their 9 innings because we were really scrapping hard to have some sort of a lead late to keep him in the bullpen.
The Royals won the opener on a complete game from Larry Gura, a 7-2 victory that fans hoped would set the tone. Game 2 at Royal Stadium proved a much tighter battle. Starter Dennis Leonard clung to a 3-2 lead when in the 8th, and what would be a play to remember, the Yankees had Willie Randolph, the tying run, on first with 2 outs, and Bob Watson at bat.
The 1-2 pitch to Watson, line drive, base hit, could be trouble in the corner. Wilson over to chase it down, plays the carom. Randolph rounding third, they're waving him home. Here comes the relay from Brett. He is out! Perfect execution by the Royals, and we go to the last of the 8th, with the Royals leading by a run, 3-2.
I remember when the ball was first hit, putting my head down and just going like gangbusters. I knew I was going to score because I've done that before, but everyone gets on Mike Ferrara about the play itself, and I don't think I even saw Mike Ferrara. I was going. I just knew that I was going to score. I was excited about the opportunity to score the run. And as it turned out, I think he overthrew the cutoff man. George Brett made a good read by stepping up, catching the ball, and threw a strike to home plate, and it was a bang-bang play.
Kansas City closed it out to take a 2-0 lead in the best-of-5 series. The Royals' number had seemingly come.
We had won the first 2 games in Kansas City, and I really thought if we lost Game 3, we would lose it all. But they would come back and sweep us because they had a very good team that year.
The series seemed far from over in Game 3 when the Royals made a pivotal mistake. Kansas City's momentum unraveled when the Yankees took a 2-1 lead, setting the stage for a Royal nightmare. Goose Gossage took the mound in the 7th with a man on and 2 outs. After an infield hit, Gossage prepared to face George Brett.
George had been our best player over the years in the playoffs. He gave us our best chance to win. And Gossage was very, very dominating pitcher. He came in snorting, throwing 95 miles an hour, breathing fire, falling off to the side of the mound.
I remember playing there in 1976 and 77 and 78 when Charlie Lau was our hitting coach. A lot of times late in the ball game when it was a home run situation, he would say, move up on the plate and try to pull it. If you get it in the air, it's a bonus. And that's exactly what I was thinking about. And I knew he'd be throwing anywhere from 95 to 100. He threw a fastball, 98, it was clocked 98 miles an hour, and it was down and in a little bit. And that's the year I hit 390, so I think I was swinging the bat pretty good.
Set by Gossage, a high drive hit deep to right field. It is gone! 3-run home run by George Brett into the 3rd tier of Yankee Stadium, and Brett has taken the Royals and put them in front here in the 7th inning. The Royals now lead it 4-2, and a stunned crowd here at Yankee Stadium in New York.
Running around the bases, the one thing that I remember most about that was how quiet 56,000 people could get in Yankee Stadium. You could hear a pin drop when the ball went in the upper deck, and it was one of those where I could have ran around the bases 3 or 4 times. I was so happy, but it was a great thrill in my life.
After 4 tries, the Yankee jinx had finally been snapped.
Quisenberry, 3-2 pitch. A call, strike 3. That's it. The Royals go to the World Series as they beat the New York Yankees 4-2 here at Yankee Stadium.
It was a relief to say finally, we beating these guys. We beating the best team, their best reliever, and we did it with our best, George Brett.
But the Royals had spent their might as they dropped the Fall Classic to the Phillies. Canada made its first appearance in a league championship series in 1985, the year in which the format to capture the flag was changed to a best-of-7 series. Bobby Cox's Blue Jays put the Royals on the brink of elimination, taking a 3-1 series lead. Had the old format remained, the Jays would have advanced to the World Series, but the door was still ajar for Kansas City.
That wasn't the best team we had on paper by no means, but it was the closest group of guys I've ever played with. And for some reason, we just wouldn't die. People told us with a month to go in the season, we were down by 7 games to the California Angels, that we had no chance to catch them, and we caught them. People told us we had no chance to beat the Blue Jays, and after losing the first 2 games, a lot of us didn't think we could, but we did.
In Game 5, the Royals received a brilliant pitching effort from Danny Jackson with a 2-0 shutout. The change in Royals' fortune continued in Game 6. Manager Dick Hauser found the cards stacked just right when George Brett came to bat, 5th inning, score tied at 2.
In the air to right center. Back goes Mosby, along with Barfield. Gone. It's the 3rd home run of the series for Brett, all of them off Doyle Alexander.
It was Brett's record 9th career homer in championship series play, and the Royals won to tie the series, setting the stage at Exhibition Stadium for Game 7. In a crucial at-bat, veteran Jim Sundberg up with the bases full.
In the air to right, Barfield going back, Look out for the wind. It hits the top of the fence, and I believe it's still in play. Yes, it is. 2 runs will score, 3 runs score. It's a triple for Sunburn, and Kansas City's lead goes to 5-1.
Poised for victory, the Royals were on the verge of completing a remarkable show of courage.
And this may do it for the Royals. For the second time in their history, they're on their way to the World Series. They had a long way to come back, and then they had to win it right here at Exhibition Stadium, where Toronto had one of the best home records in all of baseball.